break out the ghost, break out the skeletons, and break out the Jehovah's Witness kid that's always telling you why you shouldn't be celebrating
Halloween.
Today's the season to be spooky, and do I have a spooky anime for you here today? Originally, I had a larger video planned, but if I really wanted to get this video done by the end of October, and the possible other Halloween video I have planned out by the end of this month, then I had to cut it down and make this review smaller. But we're here now, and maybe I'll do a deep dive when I dig into this film's sequel. And what film are we covering today, you might ask? None other than the anime horror classic from 1985.
A world where love is stained with blood.
To keep it simple, we're not going to be tackling any of its other adaptations. Not the novel series it was based on, and none of the video games, and not its more popular and, dare I say, better sequel, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
So I see you have dismounted. You have respect for your elders. That's very considerate indeed.
Released as a novel in 1983, Vampire Hunter D was written by the same man who wrote Demon City Shinjuku's original book, Hideyuki Kikuchi. It was also illustrated by the masterfully talented artist Yoshitaka Amano, the same Amano who worked on the Final Fantasy covers and logos. A fun little fact that I found out was that Kikuchi didn't think Amano's art went really well with his pulpy novels. However, it was the combination of his writing and Amano's art that led to Vampire Hunter D's success. Released 2 years after its novel on December 21st, 1985, A Vampire Hunter D's movie was released both on Laserdisc and in theaters simultaneously in Japan. It later be dubbed and released here in the West by Streamline Pictures and advertised as the first adult horror animation in 1992.
The American television premieres of Robot Carnival, Lensman, and Vampire Hunter D. The last adventure in our series, Vampire Hunter D. Subject and material may be graphic and provocative at times. And a world ravaged by mutants and demons. Vampire Hunter D. Next.
It aired on TV and film festivals during the 90s, was sold on VHS, and it even gained a cult following. There would be a remake of the English dub in 2015 by Sentai Filmworks, and earlier this year, the anime was shown in a limited theatrical run, which I missed because none of my friends wanted to go with me, and I have attachment issues on when and how I leave the house. Okay, so all this background information, it's all pretty and nice, but what is Vampire Hunter D even about?
Hello, my name's Skeleton Gwen. Shakestar asked me to record this for them in front of their new videos, so give me a sec.
In the year 12,090 AD, all that's left are strange creatures, mutants, humans, and an elite class of vampires that have found a way to not be affected by nuclear fallout, simply called the Nobles. As the remnants of humanity try their best at survival, their very lives are just playthings for the Nobles, whether for food or their lustful desires. One day, a young woman named Doris gets bitten by a noble vampire named Count Magnus Lee. Doris seeks the help of a vampire hunter to kill the Count and free her of marriage and impending death at the teeth of the Count. That's when she comes across a vampire hunter named D. Oh, I see what you did there. The tall, mysterious, and elusive D promises to not only protect Doris and her annoying brother, but find, hunt, and defeat the Count, as well as his underlings. This includes his prideful, arrogant daughter Larmika and her servant Ray, and to free the town from the shackles of his control. But the quest is not so simple. There's a variety of foes bent on attacking Dee and Doris, from monsters to citizens of the town. What are Dee's origins? Will the Count succeed, or will Doris see the sun another day? And what's the deal with Dee's...
Feeling moody today, are we? You're not acting like yourself.
protecting this girl, counseling her brother, and offering
Let's talk about that in a second. And is Vampire Hunter D worth watching this Halloween?
Next time on Shakestar.
No, it won't be on next time. This is in the middle of the video.
I'm sorry. Wait, this isn't the opening of the video?
No, that's not the opening. I sent you the script.
What do you mean this is the fucking intro?
This is not the intro. The intro was the Happy Halloween greeting. I literally said that this is going to the. If you read the script all the way through, then you would know that your part is not at the intro. I would not give you the intro part. This is my Halloween video.
The anime and
this
not
is my
the manga.
Oh my fucking god! I hate you. Jesus Christ! I fucking hate you. I hate you so goddamn much. I hate you so goddamn much. You just do this shit to piss me off. I swear to fuck. Originally, I was planning on a really big video where I talk about this movie, but then I realized that there are 90 billion videos discussing Vampire Hunter D, and looking at my own opinion, I don't think I have something that's too radically different from what other people have to say, but I will be bringing out a very interesting point at the end, so stay tuned for that. You would think for a film so largely recognized even by non-anime fans, Vampire Hunter D would be a great movie. One thing that's been consistent since its initial release is that reviews for the OVA have always been mixed from both Western and Japanese audiences. A lot of people appreciate it for what it is instead of what it isn't, while some people just see it as an undercooked pulp action movie made simply to exist only to make a profit to provide audiences something to watch during Halloween. Where do I stand? Does Shakestar think Vampire Hunter D is any good? The answer is yes. But barely yes. A film that doesn't okay. I don't think I would ever call this film boring. I feel like it's decently paced, excellently captures the gothic atmosphere it's shooting for. I adore the environment of this post-apocalyptic world, and the animation is
It can't be. What are you? Go.
But Pa, that kid just called me a stinking liar!
You're a fool who's interrupted important business. Wait outside.
rough. I think there's moments when the animators really shine in their craft, but then there's moments when this anime actually looks
80s Western American TV quality right here.
Clearly, they had to find an alternative route to bring Amano's larger-than-life designs to motion, but couldn't, so they redesigned them to be easily animated, and the designs go from cool and stylistic to dog shit. I think the worst this anime looks is during Dee's fight against the serpent women, but that doesn't mean the animation is terrible overall. Like I mentioned before, there's moments when the animation really shines. I have to give a compliment to the backgrounds. They give this distinct gothic feel with a moody visual identity. There's something very innately sexual about a vampire's bite in this anime. There is little to suggest that there's any deeper meaning to being bitten than to titillate the viewer and move the plot forward. However, the connection between vampirism and sexual desire is a close one historically. In Victorian-era Gothic literature, the inception of the vampire as a creature was deeply tied to sexual degeneracy. Many traits that are still associated with vampires to this day, such as aversion to sunlight, sunken eyes, and a pale pallor, are traits that are linked to chronic masturbators, which were apparently the morally questionable outliers of society in the late 1800s. Do I think that Vampire Hunter D was trying to link sex and aversion to it, to its characters? Well,
it's all right. Take my blood.
but as a work of fiction utilizing characters, I feel like it's worth mentioning. The director Toyo Ishida intended very much to create an OVA for long toiling and hardworking students and workers to watch that would simply be enjoyable, and not something that they'd have to think too deeply about. So yeah, the sexual element is purely here for entertainment purposes only. As an audience, we are not being asked to ponder the history of vampirism or its connections to the outcast of society. Vampire Hunter D is too concerned with being an action gothic sci-fi western cowboy inspired adventure, wearing its inspirations on its sleeve, and because it's too concerned with being those things, its characters suffer from being at most one note and at worst annoying. Even Doris, our female lead, goes from competent badass with a cyber whip.
I don't have much money, but I can feed you 3 meals a day. And as for the rest, I swear you can do whatever you want with me.
In just a couple of seconds. But something positive I'll say about the characters, I like the villains that we encounter on Dee's quest. The vampire Count Magnus is such an homage to old vampire movies that I found him to be a decent villain. However, he doesn't hold a candle to his bitch of a daughter Lamika.
Did I say that you could touch me, you wretch? I know you seek to ingratiate yourself with my father, to become part of our noble family. But you remain blind to the truth of your own lowly lineage.
Lamika steals the show in every scene she's in, and this is where I have to explain that if you're going to watch this anime in English, you need to watch the new 2015 Sentai Filmworks dub.
It's only going to get harder going forward, and it's all right to scream or cry. How you choose to deal with it is up to you.
Oh, this bites. But at least I managed to hold on to the time-bewitching incense.
My lord, I would ask you to fulfill your promise.
What promise is that?
Brittany Kabowski gives a level of posh sliminess to this character that's greatly appreciated. While the 1992 dub is a very 1992 anime dub.
Let's go.
What insolence! How dare you touch me! You cater to my father because you want to join the ranks of noble society. Ha! A creature as base as you, one of us? Ridiculous.
Count Lee wants you now, and he doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Killing the one who bit her will cure the infection. Doris won't be a threat to anyone.
I guess because I don't have any nostalgic attachment to it, I didn't really find myself liking it. Either way, I feel like both dubs do a really good job at capturing the campy, silly vibe this anime gives off. Back to the point, Lamika's underling Ray has a character arc of his own, betraying the noble family after years of abuse. Lamika's pride is so great that it gives birth to the iconic ending, which I'm going to spoil in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Taking one human into our fold is hardly enough to cause the fall of the House of Lee. For if it were, it would have fallen when I took your mother. The lowly human whose blood runs in your veins.
And on a rewatch, I noticed that early on it's mentioned that there was a woman that was bitten and subsequently shunned by the villagers 50 years prior to the start of the story. We can infer that this woman had to be Lamika's mother. Lamika would rather die in a crumbling mansion than live her life knowing she's not a full-blooded vampire, and honestly, it's a great moment because of how well executed it is. We also have the human villains. There's Greco-Roman, yes, that's actually his name.
But I can hire much better hunters than that saddle tramp you found. That's just what friends do.
You okay?
Everyone, listen up! Doris Lang was attacked by the Count! She's been infected with vampirism!
He's the mayor's shithead son. Fuck this guy. I sure hope he has a satisfying death.
At least I managed to hold on to the time-bewitching incense.
So you're the one who's...
But the character that represents the strength and weaknesses of this anime is the titular vampire hunter D. Brooding, quiet, enigmatic, mysterious, and stoic, D is clearly inspired by the cowboy and samurai movies of the mid-20th century, who's a dampure, a half-human, half-vampire, who travels the wasteland like Mad Max. D is a badass. I really like D. I don't think his design reflects Amano's art well in this movie, but the redesign gets the essence of Amano's design well enough. D is never fully explained on who exactly he is. That'd be fine, that'd be dandy, that'd be something that I'd be perfectly okay with, but you can't rely on mystery all the time, especially when your character has such a strange ability, like a talking, sentient, comedic relief left hand that can bring him back to life.
Feeling moody today, are we? You're not acting like yourself.
Such tricks. That's why they'll attack first using mutants and werewolves.
Design! Just move, damn it! Now's not the time to sleep in! Wake up, you big lummox! Come on! Move, damn it!
Look, robot, cyborg, horses, look, I can get behind that, but talking parasitic, wisecracking left hands? Now you're asking a lot of me, movie. Every reviewer who's ever talked about this movie babbles on about it, and honestly, I don't care all that much because this whole movie is a messy, strange trip. Vampire D has flaws and issues, but I'll be damned before I say it's not entertaining. While the film's animation is sort of dated and rough, I feel it still conveys a haunting tone that helps enhance the eerie post-apocalyptic world, which nicely mixes action, tragedy, and camp. Though I didn't dig into this more, the soundtrack, while not perfect and not as memorable as other anime theme songs and soundtracks of its time, complements the moody visuals, reinforcing this suspenseful and somber atmosphere. Overall, the film has earned cult status not because it's a masterpiece of fine art, but because Vampire D is entertaining. This anime wants to be your Halloween so bad it's good anime, your yearly visited film you watch with your friends. It deserves a spot up there with your other Halloween classics. It's Jennifer's Bodies, it's Nightmares Before Christmases, and your Vampire Hunter D's. I think this movie is remembered because of how well it was advertised and also because it has a far better sequel, but we'll get into that one day or another Halloween or whatever. But for now, go watch Vampire Hunter D. Go trick-or-treating, stay safe, and
let's go.